portion of the book. We're at Send Me. We are there. We have made it. In the part where we're really asking God to kind of send us on the journey. Welcome in. Good evening. It's that time. If you're new here, I'm Coach Kenya. Okay, so without further ado, because I know the time is a little later than normal, than we usually come on, I'm going to go ahead and get started, okay? I'm not going to waste any time getting right into it. Is that okay? Hi, lovely lady. Good evening. I'm so glad I'm going to catch some of you guys. Hi, Sharon. Thank you, lovely lady, because I know that you're hitting that like button. Because you know I don't be having no likes. You just be coming in the building loving me. Thank you. Hi, Beverly. Hi, Anthony. Lovely lady. Sharon, hello. It's good to see you. Okay, baby. I'll actually wait for you and get a few more people in the building. We'll get a few likes. We'll wait. It's the last day of the month. What have you done with your month? What have you done with this month? Your aura is felt through the screen. Oh, thank you, Kim. Kim, listen. Man, I've done so much healing over the last 10 years. It's been phenomenal. I'm glad God chose me. And I practice it. You know, I'm not one of those people who have a platform that talk about love and self-growth and then I'm mean and bitter in my everyday life. I really, really work hard to do what I talk to you guys about. It's funny because I was literally writing in my journal right now about some thoughts I've had. You've been good to me down throughout the years. It's a miracle and access gave me here. All that I am is because all that you brought me through. Hi, Marilyn. Hi, Prophetess. How are you? Hi, Donna. Welcome in, Queen. Hey, Benjamin. Kim, how are you doing this evening? Thank you guys so much for the likes. I appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Nina. Thank you guys. Hi, Cha-Cha. Hey, Nicole. Okay, babe. I was waiting for you. You invited your mom. I'm so glad to have her. Thank you guys. Come on in. Come on in. We're gonna do a little growing in the spirit tonight when it comes to food, wellness, your worth. Wellness and your worth. Tonight's challenge is, are you worth more than a number on a scale? Are you worth more than the number on the scale? Tap it up if that resonates with you. Tap it up if you struggle with the scale. Welcome in, One Shit. Mark, welcome in, join. Amy, hey, boo. So I want you to tap it up. I want you to communicate with me tonight. Tap it up. Yeah, me too. I know it's Naya, boo. Hey, Miss Nina. Thank you, Miss Nina. Thank you. Mildred, well, good evening, beautiful. How are you? You guys, I just worked out, so I look regular. Because I don't want to give you some facade or version of who I'm not. This is me, baby. You get my blemishes and everything. Because I want you to see what it really looks like for weight loss when it's sustained. And you know what I discover every day about weight loss and wellness? Wellness is not about how you lose the weight. It's what you're going to do to sustain it. Did you catch that? I need y'all to tap it up if you caught that. Did you catch that?
It's actually about how you sustain it, right? Because wouldn't the key to be to have a sense of freedom or a sense of longevity on the journey? So shouldn't the goal be to sustain whatever tool you have, making sure the body gets what it needs? Ooh, yeah, I think so. Thank you guys so much for the love. Thank you. I think that's the goal. So because that's the goal, that's what we talk about right here. That's the focus. Hey, Yvonne. Hey, Kami. I never want to give you a delusion of a journey because it'd be hard out here. But I stick to it, you guys. Hey, Alma. I stick to it. I really do. That's me in hospice. This is me living my life. And it wasn't easy. But because I was so trapped in a cycle of eating to feel better, I couldn't see it. Thank you, Q Allen. I couldn't see it. Because I've always had a good spirit and good energy. So I wasn't like a bow humbug or nothing. Thank you, Yvonne. I wasn't like a bow humbug. I was a good energy to be around. But my weight was just growing and growing and growing. And I think because, an untalked about topic is the struggle with women and eating for emotional comfort. Because it's a really big thing. It's a really big thing. And I think it's often ignored that often food is being used as kind of a medication, a survival skill, a technique, a coping strategy. So that's why it's so much harder to just stop eating. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So it's like, even when you try really, really hard, you still struggle. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Olsen Vibe. Yeah. Olsen Vibe. Okay, thank you. I think. All right, Echo, lower the echo. Next song. I'm not going to talk to her a lot because remember the other night when I talked to her too much? When I talk to her too much, you guys, this echo thing, she starts kind of talking back too much and it gets a little freaky. So I don't want to be asking her too many questions tonight because you don't even know what happens. I don't want to ask her too much, because she really gets beside herself. Okay, all right. So the book is Dangerous Prayers by Greg Rochelle. Step 1. Second step is we finally made it to page 107. Send me. We spent quite a bit of time in the previous section where we talked about for a couple of days small portions of it to understand what the assignment was being asked of us. We wanted to be sure that we understood that we were asking God to break anything that was not of what we should be. And it was related directly to any areas in our life that were blocking us, but in particular our weight loss and wellness. We were asking to be broken from the bondage of that. Remember, this is a specific, we're being prayer based, specific. Yeah. We're literally focused on weight loss and wellness. This isn't, we're not praying for a car or abundance. We're literally asking for help in areas where we found ourselves struggling as it relates directly to weight loss and wellness. And we're applying strategies from this book by Pastor Craig Rochelle. We're utilizing the 3 dangerous prayers that he talks about in order to take this journey to freedom. We've been at it for a while. Welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. And we finally made our way. We've moseyed on over and we've made our way to Send Me. We've made our way to Send Me. And Send Me, we have not dove into. Hey, Shelly, thank you. So we're going to dive into Send Me right now. Are you ready? Okay, let's take a poll. I want to get a poll of who's in the building because I don't want to waste your time. Okay? I don't want to waste your time. So I want to take a poll who's in the building. If you have ever been on or currently on any form of weight loss and wellness journey, can you just show me by tapping the like button or maybe the share it, save it, tap it, something so I can see. I want to know. I want to take a poll. I'm curious. Because what I found is about 90% of us battle with some form of restriction, overeating, undereating, boredom eating, stress eating. All of us have a little bit of something. So size isn't always an indicator that it's the problem. So I see the red button. I see. And the reason why I ask that, because a lot of times we think things like I'm not big, but it's not really the size that's the issue. It's the behavior that drives the cycle of you keeping it off. So it's not the food that we have to abstain from. It's the behavior that picks up the food to ingest it. Yep, it's me. Lovely lady, we see you. Thank you for telling you sharing your truth. So what happens is we become more aware of what contributions and what roles are being played so that we can break the role at its base, the behavior at its core. Okay, if we notice that, you know what, when I'm really stressed out, the only way I know how to calm down is to chew on something. So that's how I end up chewing gum and ice and candy and whatever, right? Say we learn that. So when our stress level is starting to heighten, there needs to be strategies in place that we naturally go to, such as first, right away, go to deep breathing. Then after the deep breathing don't work, get up and move your body. Motion changes emotions. And after you move your body, if moving around doesn't help, then you want to do your tapping technique. If your tapping technique doesn't work, you want to utilize your humming. Humming helps because if the chewing is the issue, you can simulate humming to calm the anxiousness down. You would do it in those steps. I'm teaching it Monday night. Get your spot. It's only 25 seats. I'm actually going to teach you what I just told you, how to get there. I'm going to teach you, grab your spot. There's only 25. The more to the story, there is some freedom. There's some solidity to getting away from that urge that you tend to find yourself having. And then what happens is, because you've discovered that you have this propensity to overeat or over snack at night, you'll start putting stuff in place like don't eat after 7. But what happens is you're actually not even eating enough food in the daytime, so you're still ending up kind of hungry after 7. So it's very important, if you're not going to eat after 7, then you can't be fasting, because you need more windows in the day to process and break down food and to speed up your metabolism. We'll also discuss that more. So you need to have a better strategy that fortifies a better balance that equals sustainability. So maybe doing one of those things in excess. So maybe lowering the calories in excess work to get the weight off. But now we want to teach the body to process a proper amount of calories that's sustainable, so that we're not living our life on deprivation in order to sustain a weight loss. Okay. As we're surrendering and seeking God and asking Him to work on us and to break these ways that we notice about the eating that may be connected emotionally, mentally, physically, behaviorally. Okay. My name is Coach Kenya. I'm a therapeutic technique-based weight loss coach. Okay. So I'm actually based in therapeutic techniques. I used to work in the industry. When I got sick, I retired. When I opened my company, I started working again, utilizing behavior modification techniques from my career to help people like myself, because this is me, and others. I learned that what I was doing for myself was working, but it was kind of this strategic strategy, but it was based on how I thought about food and how it made me feel. And every time I went to eat to feel better, I had to actually talk about it. I had to process it in order to get away from doing it, because I just kept doing it over and over and over. And that's why I could never stay on any program, because anytime the pain got bad enough, I would just resort to eating to make that pain feel less dramatic. Hi, Mateo. All right, here we go. Send me. Hi, Marcia. As the son of a very patriotic dad, I learned how to salute our American flag at a young age. Not long after I began taking off my ball cap for a national anthem and placing my right hand over my heart, my father told me a story about one of his favorite presidents. The streets of our capital were covered with 8 inches of snow that on that freezing cold day in January in 1961, John F. Kennedy, the youngest man ever elected to our highest office, walked to the podium for his inauguration without wearing a coat or hat. Then, in a speech comprising less than 1,500 words and lasting less than 15 minutes, President Kennedy delivered a famous challenge future generations that still echoes today. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Even as a boy, every time I heard David describe that scene and say those words, I felt inspired. There was something so moving to me about JFK's challenge, an invitation to be a part of something bigger than myself, a plea to do more than to consume, but to contribute. Years later, those few words will inspire me to serve my country, but they mean even more to me as I consider my prayer life before God. Rather than asking God to serve us, what if we told God we are available to serve Him? As a pastor for several decades, I've seen firsthand the most intimate prayer requests of thousands of people. Each week, hundreds of needs floods our church from prayer cards in our service to phone calls during the week, our online requests through social media or our church app. So you won't be surprised to know that most common praise I hear each week is the one I'm delightful to fulfill. Pastor, will you please pray for me? This struggle is real long. I'm learning about things I didn't realize was hindering me. I know, lovely lady, isn't that? Hey, Nicole, welcome in. Thank you for hitting the like button. And thank you for helping me get some likes. Isn't it crazy? See, lovely lady, you've been coming and listening and applying. Thank you, Nicole. When you come and listen and apply, you'll realize the stuff I'm talking about isn't smoke in the air. It's real. And it's what's holding you bondage. Okay. It says, I consider it a privilege and honor and a joyful responsibility to pause and lift up the need before the throne of God, asking Him to have mercy, to move, to guide, to provide, and to act and to do a miracle for people that I know and love. Each week, someone asks that God would heal their loved one from cancer, help a neighbor find a job, or restore a hurting marriage. Students request prayer to get into the college of their choice, to help pay for college, or to deal with the pain of their parents' divorce. Some people pray for a response, others ask for help to forgive a person who hurt them. Some cry out for peace during a severe trial in life. Parents pray for teenagers succumbing to drugs. Men, sometimes women, ask for help fighting addiction to porn. Both pray for healing from shame. Even though the requests vary, people are asking God to do something for them or someone they love. God help me. God help me help someone I love. Lord, I need. Father, would you please? God, do something for me. Please hear me. We should definitely pray this way. We should always invite God's presence, God's power, God's peace to intervene in our lives. We should ask God to do miracles on our behalf. We should lift up our loved ones and others and remind ourselves of how God can move in their lives. We should seek the Lord for all of our needs, but we shouldn't stop there. In the spirit of JFK's inaugural address, what if we refuse to just pray for ourselves? Forgive my paraphrase, but what if we prayed, ask not what God can do for you, but ask what God can do, what you can do for Him. What if instead of asking God to just do something for us, we prayed a dangerous self-denying prayer of availability to our Heavenly Father? What if instead of always asking God to do something on our behalf, we dare to ask God to use us on His behalf? What if we had the courageous faith to surrender our whole future beginning right now to God, telling God we are all His, available, on call? On standby, to bless someone, to serve someone, give all we can to someone. What if we prayed perhaps the most dangerous of all? Send me, Lord. Use me. And you know what makes it so hard for us to say, send me, Lord, and use me? Because we get selfishness full mixed up with self-pity. Because we'll get stuck in self-pity of complaining about what's not working out instead of standing on faith and still serving God with knowing that faithfulness is a form of service. That's the whole word. Because what happens, self-pity and shame and remorse of what's not working out can't dwell in the same pace as gratitude and faithfulness. So if I'm worried and stressed out and eat myself to death over what I said I gave to God, see, what you cannot do is pray about it and then go eat about it. Miss Kate, you gotta pick a side. Because if the scripture says that fear and faith and doubt is a form of fear, they can't dwell in the same place. And you have forms of fear and you have forms of doubt about what God can do because you're praying about it and then go eating your life into an oblivion about it. Then how is that standing on what you think the word of God can do, what God can do for you? Then maybe you don't really believe God can do what you think you say God can do. Right? So are we saying that God cannot do what we say he can do? I mean, that's the only thing that has to be. That's the only movement that movement can be. That's the only movement that movement can be based on that. If I'm saying I trust God, I go pray about it. But I'm an emotional eater. And as soon as I'm done praying, I go eat that whole bag of chips. Who's your God? The bag Lay's potato chips? Are you the man in heaven? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Think about it. Because after the prayer, y'all know I'm on diet, right? Oh, I'm eating an old school piece of candy Angeletta. You know, the zebra bars? This one. I want something a little sweet, so I just got a little piece of candy. Because this looks sweet, but it's not because I drink death coffee, which is more like 19 shots of espresso, so it tastes like bitterness. But it's what I like. And I kind of drink the same cup all day. Sometimes that's tea with cream in it, so it just depends on. Okay. So, do we understand the strategy of where we are right now? We understanding that we're no longer avoiding how we surrender. We're no longer avoiding the path we take to get there. We're no longer leaving out the prayer of deliverance from emotional eating. We're not leaving that out of our prayer. We're praying about it. See, the problem is in the church, we don't pray about issues with food and chewing and ADD, you know what's to food. We don't pray about it. We don't have prayer circles about obsessive compulsive overeating. Yes, Queen. We don't pray about it. Yes, beautiful. I did. How did you lose natural? I actually started with a nutritional cleansing system. I'm using the meal replacements in protein and Cleanse for Life and Ionic Supreme from Isogenics, along with Vibration Plate. Well, Vibration Plate did come a little bit later, but the resistance bands did come right away. So that was my activity, and I've still been doing it, and it's now been 10 on 10 years, 11 years. Yeah. Okay. So we're not leaving out any more the actual struggle that we might have. Like when I'm writing out prayers, I'm actually asking God, okay, God, if there's any urges in me related to anything going on with my stress, my life, my situation, take it from me. Do not let me eat over what I know you can handle. Do not let me eat over what I know you can handle. Write it down. Lord, Father God, in the blood of Jesus, I declare and decree, and I beg of you to not allow me to eat over any of my emotions or feelings, to remove any bondage to eat over my emotions or my feelings. Because we're not in communities where we're praying against the bondages of obesity. We're encouraging it. At every pastor's anniversary, first of all, that will never be outside in no park where there's relay races and physical activities. That will never be no fitness things a part of the day. But that's never, I digress. But it be so much food, but we don't never talk about the bondages that obesity got on. There you go. There I go. What I do, Nisha. But all I'm asking is, ain't that the same? Nisha, am I gonna get, you think they gonna block me, Nisha? You think I need to be quiet already? Cause I got questions, y'all. How come we don't do no prayer circles against obesity and stress eating when we know that 90% of the women in church use food to emotionally cope with the stressors in their daily life? Me, baby, sure, it's me. How come we don't, how come ain't nobody preaching about how to break us free from that? Now they just telling us to quit eating more. No, I'm saying how come they're not preaching, telling us strategies and scriptures that we need to be specifically living to break the bondage off of our bodies, which is our temples? How come ain't nobody researching it in a pastoral status that went and did research on how to speak life over your body, over your craving, over your urges? How come ain't no pastor did no series on that? They'll do a series on health and wellness, and you getting a gym membership, but you don't even know the difference between what's a good carb and a complex carb and a regular carb. But they want you to eat better, but they ain't preaching on that part. God help my people have wisdom to learn about nutrition, not just to eat better, God, but to actually know what to do. God, help my people if they bonded up mentally to this eating thing, break it. Oh God, do a series on it. I don't know. Let me be quiet because I don't want that red thing. But if I'm speaking the right language, tap it up with me. Yep, they be up. They will listen. Now I know this about to get me in trouble. Did I already do the read? I already did the reading, so I'm gonna see y'all back tomorrow for 3.2 because I know this is gonna get me up. Bang. Because here's the thing. First of all, we don't even realize that when we have callings on us, we might be free in every other area, and the obesity might be the one place holding us bondage through our thinking, our unresolved emotions, and our image. And I don't care how nice you dress, baby, if you can't breathe. Because how you going to get up there and condemn me for living with my boyfriend and telling me I'm going to a place dark from living with my boyfriend, but you weigh 700 pounds and you in a scooter? So our sins ain't on the same list. Hello, Ebony. How are you doing, boo? So our sins ain't on the same list. So that means gluttony ain't on there then. Did they take gluttony off? Did they take Nisha's and Nisha, baby? Nisha. They took gluttony. Did they take gluttony off the Ten Commandments? Because you know they changing stuff. So did the president remove that off the Ten Commandments? Because I know he's a Christian. He is a Christian? Him's a Christian, huh? They took it off. God said, don't play with him. God just told me don't play with him. No, he said don't play with me. God said don't play with me. You know gluttony's on there. You see, God choked me when I said they took it off. I couldn't swallow for a second. So if they didn't take that off, then we have to stay. And this is what I'm saying about what we want to do is break the behaviors that's been accepted and condoned for culturally and generationally, because it's holding the actual culture bondage. That's why it's more difficult to lose the weight and keep it off, because it's not just the individual behaviors that have to be modified and adjusted, but it's the entire environment in which you're existing in that has to be modified and adjusted. God has been dealing with me through 3 John 1 and 2, period. Welcome, is it Akatisham, if I'm saying it right? Hadran. So there has to be this sense of deliverance as a whole. That's why we focus on transforming our actual thinking, because our thinking is actually our problem. Because if what I'm telling you is my problem is emotionally eating at night, is that my body's problem or my hand to mouth and my brain problem? I have food on the stove, you guys. That's why I keep getting up. You can answer the questions. Don't be afraid now. I cut the fire up a little bit because I'm making me a little bit of ground beef because I wanted one taco. So I literally only made about a handful of ground beef for about one taco. And then I wanted a little slider, so I made a square burger that I'm going to cut into four, and take a piece of regular bread and toast it and cut it into four and make me like a little appetizer tray. I have to work late, so unfortunately I have to pull an all-nighter, so we won't be going to sleep until tomorrow after church. But that's okay, because sometimes I do that on Saturday nights when I have something big. Because I have the workshop the master class Monday, I want to rehearse and actually run through it. Thank you so much. I actually want to run through the workshop, you guys. So you got to get your seat. So you guys actually asked me to do a workshop, a master class on the food aversion, the chewing, the tapping, the technique, the breathing, the meditation, how to run it. So I have the link available for you. I have everything you need. All you got to do is click on my photo, go to the link on my actual photo, and then you'll see it right in the banner of the place. And then click on it and claim your spot. There's only 25 seats. The reason why there's only 25 seats, there's a reason, is because I want to be able to actually teach you in the class how to use the breathing and tapping. But when it's a lot of people, the experience isn't the same. So I want to hone it down to just 25, where you actually do the simulated chewing and the rubbing and the tapping to help soothe the urges and things. I want you to actually have an opportunity to do those strategies with me in the class. You'll also get access to my never released before, I've only ever given it to private clients, an actual workbook that helps you with rewiring your brain for food and taste aversion. So it's kind of a therapeutic based workbook that's around eating and focusing on how to properly eat to help with controlling your chewing. And also, people tend to have an emotional and connection between moving their mouth. So we work on breaking that through behavior modification techniques. So because when I'm in the live, people are always asking me, well, okay, now that I know what you're explaining is real and it's a brain-based disease, how do I fix it? And because I can't clearly sit here every night and teach you, I've tried to break it down into a series. As you guys asked me to do this. I've broken it down into a series, but the series has to be small and the classes have to be small, Because in order for me to actually teach you and you get to benefit for the value of the $27, because that's all it costs, it's just 27 bucks. For you to order, for you to get the value, I have to keep it small so that I can actually engage with you in the Zoom where we're face to face. So your camera has to be on. You want to be seated. You want to be, because we're going to be doing some breathing, some tapping. We're going to do a little bit of a mirror exercise. So we're actually going to be doing some strategies in the actual master class on Monday evening. So come prepared, get your spot, and let's go. I want to really help people break through the mindset part. I'm always hollering, change your mind, change your waistline, but I've never provided an avenue for you to come and learn. So I'm finally doing that. Most of the time when people get to learn my strategies, they have to enroll into one of my larger packages. We didn't want to do that. We didn't want you to need you to spend thousands of dollars and work for 2 years. We wanted to find a way to get you those strategies, give you a digital workbook that you can print and download that's interactive, that you can utilize right now to help with the chewing, the emaciation, using humming and breathing and tapping and moving. So I want to teach you, I want to show you, and I'm excited about doing that. Yeah, because it's one of the biggest things that's helped me. It's been the magic. It's been the magic to the glue. It's been able to get my thinking together. That's the magic to the glue. Okay? So the magic to the glue is mindset. So if you're on a journey and you're losing and it gets slow and it gets stagnant, then the mindset is where you're needing that additional support. So this is going to be for you. If you're on a GLP-1 and you're trying to get to sustainability, this is going to be for you. This is going to help you know what to do to help retrain your body to start doing its job more. So you want your body to do more of the job than the medicine. But if you need the medicine present, that's okay. But you want to begin to train your body to do the same simulated work as the medicine. So that's why you want to be eating regularly, being consistent. Seeing you for the first time. Dang, your skin looks good. Oh, thank you. Well, hold on, guys. Let me check my food. Hold on. Thank you so much, beautiful. Welcome in. Hold on. Let me put my little thin burgers over. It fell apart, but that's okay. I can still make them little thin minis, so it's okay if they fell apart a little bit. All right. Remember, I'm making me, um, I'm making us some little, what else? Little mini cheeseburgers. These little mini tacos. So it's like only two sliders. It's two sliders, one taco, and a handful of fries. So that's like a little platter. So it's not a big platter, but it's, because keep it moderation. Unfortunately, I will be at this thing until the sun goes back up again, but that's okay because that's what we did it for. So one of the reasons why I'm going to be up is because I want to record some videos for you to go inside of that workbook so you can understand how to use it and implement the techniques. Okay, so that's what I'll be doing this evening. Well, this because it's only 9:40 here, so that's actually what I'll be doing. So make sure you get your spot. All you got to do is click the circle up here. When you click the circle up there, it's going to be a link, and you're going to go to it. And at the top of that page, it's going to say live masterclass. And you're going to claim your spot because there's 25 spots. And you're going to get your spot. And it's going to be the best investment you've ever made on your wellness journey because you're going to learn what to do to get rid of, to help calm that food noise naturally without restricting, dieting, or avoiding. I'm just draining the oil off my little patties I made. I seared them in my non-stick skillet. And then I made the loose ground beef for the tacos. I'm lightly browning it in a different pan. It has taco seasoning in it already. All right, so we're gonna just let that drain off, and then we're gonna let that other one start to cook up a little bit. Okay, did I miss any questions, you guys? Did I miss any final questions? Unfortunately, it's not a cook with coach day, but it's definitely a day that you can ask questions. Because I don't have it set up for me to move you guys over there. But I'm actually making, like I said, a little appetizer platter. Now, what I'm thinking about doing is I'm thinking if I want to make 3 or 4 little chicken wings, like little wing ones, in the air fryer, like just wash them, soak them, season them, and then put them in the air fryer with nothing else on them, and add that to my little platter. But I'm not sure yet. I'll know once I've cut the burgers off already. I'll know in a second. Because then I'll have my chicken wings, my little sliders, my taco, and my little fry. Because it's only the sliders are literally this. So I took a piece of regular cut loaf bread and I cut it into 4 squares, and then you just make 2 little sliders with that. That's it. And then you make 1 taco shell and 1 taco. That's it. And then you only make 1/2 cup of fry. That's it. Then you just make 3 chicken strips. That's it. And then that's your little personal appetizer plate. So if you live by yourself and you want to do things like that, where like a movie night and you want to get caught up on all your TiVos or whatever, that's something you can do and keep it in moderation. So it's not too much and you don't sit and eat it the whole weekend. You know what I mean? So this way you just only make. So that's why the air fryer becomes really beneficial. Any questions? So these are just some of the things that I've done for years that have just really been helpful. Yeah, so it's gonna watch. It's gonna be bomb. I'll even once I get the platter set up, I'll even show you the video. As a matter of fact, I'll do the little chicken, the 3 chicken wings, just so you can see how easy it is because it's so small. Yes, that's me. Because you're not making a lot, it doesn't take long. I'm only making 3. I'm gonna wash them, soak them, season them, put them in the air fryer, cut it on, cook them, and put them on the platter. Easy. And then I'll be doing the other stuff that I need to get done. Yeah. Because, baby, we got a lot to that to do. That's what we got to talk about. Do you ever feel like it ain't enough? Like tonight, we have to still shoot videos, like 3 videos. Yes, it's me, baby. Hey, Vortex. Hey, Asha. How you guys doing? Hey, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. What y'all been up to? Tomorrow, I'm going to be on day 13. Today, we're on day 12, which means what does well, actually, day 11 was what does wealth mean to you? And day 11 was what was about my mom. I told you to talk about your mom, and then day 12 was what is wealth about. What does wealth mean to you? Tomorrow we're on day 13 of 21 days of them. What do you think about? Oh, I'm okay with weight trainers, Sarah. I think they're fine. People have to understand what a strong person it takes to do dressing. Oh my gosh, it does. You're right. It takes a lot. I know I'll be crowned. You see me? You see me? So I wanna make sure this master class because it's my first time doing one on a small platform like this when it's not for business professionals or a company. So I really want it to be impactful for the 25 ladies that come. Okay, lovely lady. All you gotta do is go to that 4181811 and message me. You have a direct link to me, honey. If you want to talk, all you gotta do is go leave a message and tell me what you need. That's it. Baby, the way I operate is you gotta be ready to do what needs to be done. I don't do a lot of talking. I do work. I get to work. I'm about working, baby. Yeah. All you gotta do is message me and say what you need. Yeah, don't be afraid to say, you know what? I'm ready to get started. Nope, I'm not ready to get started yet. Thank me. And then I say, keep showing up to the TikTok labs. Stay engaged. And when you're ready, let's go. Don't force it. I have a sleeve. I also found out I have a celiac and Hashimoto's disease. There's so much more to girl. And that's a whole nother emotional barrier by itself and trauma to your body. Yeah. Remember that little thin patty I told you I made? Here it is on a little medium well. Real thin. You don't need bread. I believe that the stigma comes because famous people have helped make it, solidify it. But when you think about where the image of beauty came from and the small body structure and size, the image of beauty in the whole modeling industry was developed in the imagery of people who like pedophilic bodies. So that's why a larger body is never accepted. Because the actual mind frame of this country about what's beautiful is based on the age of a pedophilic body. Small, petite, undeveloped, underformed. I believe that. I think that people are often told that they're crazy and lazy when you don't even know their story. I think doctors they discount everything to weight loss when people actually are having real problems happen in their body. That's why often a lot of stuff goes undiagnosed, unchecked on, untreated because they think everything is because you're weight. I think the fact that plus size women are even mean to plus size women is horrible. Yeah. I think that obesity is a brain based disease and it should be treated as such. I think I know ain't nobody paying me for my thoughts, but I'm gonna share them because it's free to share. I think that we lack the real understanding of the in-depthness until we do more research about how brain-based this disease really is, especially coming from the way we nurture and feed our children in this country. Yep. You kept telling your doctor something was wrong with you. Yep. Because you knew someone right. You knew. You knew that no matter what you tried, something was still off. But because of your size, you didn't get listened to like a regular person. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. You didn't get listened to like a regular person. And it's really unfortunate that that happens to people. Hi, Mama Nikki. Hi, Linda. Hi, I'm just so grateful. It happens to so many of us that we're discounted all because of our size. You know, we'll go in and our femur will be hanging out of our thigh and they won't even give us an x-ray because our thigh is big. They'll say lose some weight and come back and get an x-ray for your fractured thigh, femur muscle, femur bone. All because it's like the easy way out is if my BMI is 1 point over, then you can just blame it on my weight and you don't have to work hard to treat me. Thank you, Jacqueline. Yep, it's horrific. Yep. And it's like when you actually hear it and say, you like, you know what it is, what's happening. Because as long as you go in there and talk about weight loss and they refer you to surgery and you go through the process, they want to keep seeing you all the way up to having the process. Thank you, beautiful. I appreciate you. Yeah. But it's interesting how as soon as you have that surgery, they can't even find your name on the list to call you back when you call in. Crash Out King, that's me. That's me. So I think the knowledge is not just something that the person that's obese has to get more of. I think the people that's treating, that's diagnosing, that's prescribing needs to get more education and knowledge on nutrition and mind-based disease. You know, I think that doctors have to be trained better. Oh yeah, honey, I did die. I died 9 times from potassium was one of those times. I'm grateful to, I went through the struggles of having to have a reversal and almost dying, so I already know. That's how I gained all that weight back because I never learned how to eat. That's how I know it's how you eat it. I think my face still is shaped like that. Girl, they do not warn us. That's how I almost died, TT. I ended up in the hospital dying from malabsorption, girl. I had to get a whole reversal. And then when the doctor reversed it, he said, if you start eating like that again, you're going to eat yourself to death. And I'll be darned in 10 months. I had gained almost 600. I had gained 389 pounds in 10 months just from eating. I was laying in that bed eating every day, everything, every way, every restaurant, every place that delivered. It turned into a monster so fast I couldn't get control of it because they would deliver almost anything to the hospital, and it got out of control. Especially when I knew I was eating to feel better. It's like there did become a point in my brain where I knew I was eating to feel better. Like I knew. Let me put my fries on. Actually, I think I should put my wings on before my fries. Let me get them real quick. Yeah, it got to a point where I think I knew, and I couldn't stop it because the eating did feel better than the loneliness, and the loneliness I hated. So because if long as people was bringing me food, I wasn't lonely. So it wasn't just that I was eating; it was that I was getting used to people bringing me food. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So what happened was I was stuck in this bed. I'm paralyzed. I just had a major stroke. I can barely walk. My whole life is upside down. They told me I'm gonna die, and I'm literally eating my life away. Like wholeheartedly eating my life down. And it's like the more bad news I got from the doctor, the more I ate. The more people talked to me about my weight, the more I ate. It was like there was never a sense of freedom. It was always a sense of like, I need like food. Like I never felt, I don't know. I know what I'm saying. Even if it seems like I don't, I do. I'm just saying that I understand how easy it is for food to get to hold you captive. And to eat to feel better and not realize that you're doing it every single night. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm coming, loves. Hold on. Okay. All right. Okay, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I'll see y'all later. We're going to hang out on TikTok so you can come join us. Good night.